Are they now? I
I
know
mean,
now.
it's I mean, even with that one, even that with that one agreement, that's
Mhm.
putting work towards it. Now they're starting to talk about, okay, now they're going to be doing something with the Armenians. So it looks like slowly. It just, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to also realize, hey, for the first 2 3 years, even I mean, well into it, he was fighting his own country at the end of the day because the previous administration did try to undermine his administration, especially in the first year. Getting getting cleaning house, getting all those people that were not helping the actual administration move forward. That's a big
Well,
part. That does take up a big portion of the time because you have to find all those little roots and little
so
weeds that are in there.
I don't know any examples of people directly undermining the previous administration directly undermining this one. Do you have any?
I mean, so they're literally in the middle of the case of it right now. That's why there was Hillary Clinton's emails were all involved in there.
Hmm.
Right now they're still in the technically, I guess you would say, gathering information phase. But if Trump wins, I guarantee it, they're gonna push and prosecute all of that on these guys. It's for sure gonna happen. But there just hasn't been enough time. They Once they finally got done with the Russian probe, that's whenever the Trump administration started to come back and say, "All right, now we get to investigate everything you guys have been doing." So depend. It really does depend on who wins if this stuff's ever going to get out. Because if Biden wins, they're going to shut that stuff down. Then it's never going to get out unless it. I
Well,
mean,
the only thing that I know about that was even slightly suspect was that they were investigating the Obama spying on the Trump campaign.
right,
And the reason they said they were doing that was because people within the Trump campaign was having contact with Russian officials, and they actually found out that they actually were doing that.
right. So there, I think it was like, I think it was Giuliani. He did. I'm pretty sure he did talk to some Russians, or they were setting up a meeting or something.
Right.
Um, I mean, I don't fully know the full story in it, but I do know that it's something that they're really looking into. Just like the same way on the other side where they were trying to get them on Russia, but at the end of the day didn't really pin anything. I think they only what convicted 2 people. I
They
think
convicted a ton of people.
in the Trump
They
administration.
oh yeah, or at least connected to Trump. Uh, Let me see. So in 2017, they charged 4 people in the Mueller investigation. One of those was Michael Flynn, Paul Manafort, Rick Gates, and George Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos, yeah,
Yeah,
his name sounds familiar.
yeah, and I believe Michael Flynn actually got
Though though he got let off or exonerated. Is that what it is?
right, and then one of them, I think it was either Michael Flynn or someone else, got pardoned.
There's Michael Flynn.
That was Michael Flynn. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
and then let's see. I know Steve Bannon's in court right now
Hmm.
over some over the wall. Do you know about that?
Over the wall.
So he led a like a GoFundMe type of thing where citizens can build part of the walls themselves, fund it themselves.
Hmm.
However, he's in court for fraud because
Oh, so
apparently
he took the money.
they basically took all the money and like
Oh,
paid themselves.
well, that's his problem.
Yeah. So,
What are you doing?
all right. Michael Cohen was brought in. Uh, Michael Cohen pled guilty in November after being charged with making false statements. Carmen's Roger Stone, Richard
So he was charged with making
Pinda,
false statements.
lying to Congress.
Right. Okay. That's a different charge.
Yeah. Alex Van Der Zwan. People are gonna make
I don't
fun
know
of me
who that
so
is.
much for like, yeah.
Okay.
I think these are actually two Russian people that were charged.
Hmm. I'm curious. Look up what they got on the Obama administration spying in quotations on Trump. Because obviously I'm not a legal person, so I'm just a citizen at the end of the day.
True, me too. I definitely don't know as much as someone who actually studies this, so I could be wrong about any of that stuff.
Very true.
Did you vote already?
No, I got my ballot though. I'm more interested in all these propositions, man. I'm pretty
Oh yeah.
much I'm pretty much going no on all of them except for like two of them.
So do you trust Snopes?
Snopes. What is Snopes?
It's a fact checking site. They fact check stuff.
All right, let's see. It depends on who runs it, I guess.
So did Obama get caught spying on Trump's campaign in 2016? It says mostly false. What's true? Under the Obama administration, the FBI launched an investigation into the Trump campaign's relationship with Russia operatives. A covert operation at the time that required the Bureau to report court approval to secretly monitor Carter Page, a former advisor to Trump. What's false? However, no evidence showed.
Right.
However, no evidence showed Obama or any other member in the White House directed counterintelligence agents to illegally monitor the Trump campaign, nor did any court records show that the former president breached his authority as president during the FBI Russia investigation.
So I remember actually I did hear something about this. So they did that, but they used some sort of act or whatever, so that way it's basically a loophole to where they can get through to, oh, he's connected. Well, because he's connected to him, we can go ahead and monitor him. Oh, he's connected to him, we can monitor him. And they decided to go up the chain, and they ended up bugging a lot of their phones, and they had to literally find safe rooms, but they were recording conversations. I do remember that now, yeah, and that's the reason why. Now it could have been that Obama didn't directly inform them, hey, do this, but they did have a great relationship with the FBI at that time, and let's just admit it. But the FBI is not exactly all sunshine and rainbows whenever they comes down to it.
Of course not.
And they're going to go as far as they can. They're going to, and they'll bend the law a little bit. So I do remember that. And that's how they said that he was getting spied on.
So, but if there's a court-ordered surveillance material, is that against the law?
So no, but is it not spying?
I'm not saying it's not. But what I'm saying is, like, does the Trump then have a case?
So that's where the legalities come into it. Do they?
Right.
I mean, that's probably why it still hasn't gotten really pushed, because in reality, the way the law was written, it's technically legal, but is it morally right? Probably not. I mean, you're trying to get an upper hand on your opponent.
I mean, if he did though, then why did that not come out before the election?
Because this election or the last one?
Well, because last one they didn't have a big thing about the Russian probe or Russian things or anything like that.
Because Trump
Obama
wasn't in power.
Neither was Hillary, but they blasted her with the emails. Michael Cohen came out about the emails, which turned out
people knew for a minute though.
Yeah, but then like a week before the election, I think it was Michael Cohen or whoever was director of the FBI or something, came out and said we found more emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. And that, I think, is one of the main things that was just like the last straw for a lot of people.
And that was it's the same thing, right? You know, oh, we found it on his laptop. It's connected to Hillary. That's why we're getting to Hillary. They probably use the same exact laws.
But they didn't do that with Trump. Like Obama's administration could have easily have been like, hey, like we're investigating Trump for the Russia thing. We found that this person who's connected to Trump is talking to some Russian agents. We think that it might have something to do with the election. He could have done that.
I well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they definitely pushed that Russian story for a minute. I mean, I don't even remember if it was before the election because I have
It
a
was
feeling they probably
it was not before because it came out right after because Obama said he didn't want it to affect the election.
that would be I mean, that would be very interesting. Why wouldn't you want to catch foreign affairs meddling with the
Well,
election?
because they didn't have like with the emails they didn't have all the evidence and they didn't want to like destroy
Jump the
somebody.
gun
Exactly.
because it would come back to bite them. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing here.
Because like with the
They
emails
both teams have to play it safe
yeah, but
in
with the emails they
to a
didn't
degree.
uh after everything that came out, Hillary still didn't go to jail. The Republican led
Well,
investigation
she's
on
still
it
in court.
still is she?
She just testified like last week, 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was the beginning of the month.
Was it a
But
new case?
no, she testified on all those emails, and because she was trying to she was trying to not testify. They were appealing her having to testify, and she finally testified. Not even maybe probably a month now, but it did just happen.
Okay, let's see. Hillary doesn't have to testify on lawsuit over emails. And then political says appeals courts nix Hillary Clinton's definition on emails. Well, I guess she is still in court. But
Mhm.
is it about her or is it about something else?
I
Is
know
her emails a
the
part of it?
emails. I know the emails are a part of it. So I know that she's involved in the court case because she had to
So
defend herself.
according to law.com, uh, at least the headline just says that Hillary Clinton can't be deposed over use of private email servers. A court appeal rules. So I guess they can't use that in court.
Legalities, man. If you have good lawyers.
Right. But anyway, so
Okay.
obviously, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna say the like just like you, I do believe that everybody should vote most in line with their values of their daily life at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I work in a small business. We have an office. I mean, I also
Mm-hmm.
work. I also work for a bigger company too. But
Mm-hmm.
that impacts my day to day, and
Mm-hmm.
I like to have that entrepreneurial spirit, and so
Of course.
I prefer. Those are just things. And plus, dude, I just like the dude. He has a certain charismatic trait, I guess you would say,
Right.
because even before he even ran for president, I had
Mm-hmm.
already read his books, even though he didn't write them all, but he did have some of his ideas go into it. So I mean, I can acknowledge that he didn't write them all. He says it in there,
Mm-hmm.
but his ideas and even teaming up with people like Robert Kiyosaki and other entrepreneurs who are making more money,
Mm-hmm.
those ideas were in line with my ideas because I'm more so anti big government. I don't like a lot of restrictions and
Mm-hmm.
regulations. Of course, I think there should be a certain amount, but whenever you got things like this Thanksgiving, have you seen the rules for Thanksgiving already? Like Newsom put out?
With California, no, are they
Yeah.
insane? Mm.
Oh my gosh, man. You gotta look this up. It's on the uh, California public health
Let's
site.
see.
You'll see it. Oh man. The very first one says if you have more than two wed children, you can only bring two to the family event. So if you have three, you got to leave one at home.
Oh, that's funny.
And that's on the website, dude. It's on the California website.
trying to
Like
find it.
when you find it, you're gonna be like, wow. So, and that's just my reasoning for it. I mean, it, I think in these past 4 years, America has progressed. A lot of people's lives have definitely gotten better. I mean, even in I know it's a big talking point, but even minorities are doing were doing before coronavirus. Everybody was doing well. My
Hmm.
family was doing better. Everybody's life that I knew was doing better because everyone was working. And I thought that
Okay.
was, really, really good for people because we need to work. Look at how not working has affected us. I
Right.
mean, drug overdoses, they're higher in the death amount than the coronavirus, and that's from KTLA. I'm just saying that because I heard it there,
Right.
but you know, it we it's a big. That's what my values align in, so that's why I go that way. You know.
So you think that Trump will bring back more of that situation, more of that atmosphere?
Right, right. Because I mean, he's done it before, and then we had to shut everything down. What's to say he can't do it again?
So were you working before Trump got elected? So during the Obama
Yeah.
administration, were you and all your family working? Were you guys progressing?
Yes. As far as I can remember.
So did something that Trump specifically did make it better, or were you guys just continuing on with your progression as your life just moves on?
So in a sense of did it affect my family? The Trump tax cuts did help my family because I live with my family because it affected more so my parents. So we did get to see an increase in our day-to-day life. I mean, we even started remodeling the house because everybody was doing well. We weren't worried about
Mm-hmm.
anything. Um, and as far as in the Obama administration, I do remember, and this is earlier Obama administration, we did have rough patches. There was, because my dad's in construction, there wasn't a lot of work at that time, and then it slowly started to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
I think even towards the Obama second administration, there was a lot more work. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but and that's just what I remember. It was also over 7 years ago, so
Right.
you know.